Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, coming to you live from the National News Studio. Welcome to the news. My name is Clifford Richards.
And I'm Hishain Ali. Let's have a look at the headlines for tonight.
Many traders who sold rice at higher prices have been taken into book. Raids will be conducted further. A pilot project to sterilize talk monkeys will commence from Matale tomorrow. Aswasuma December month allowances will be credited to beneficiaries' accounts tomorrow. Many farming lands in the North Central province have been damaged by wild elephants. The subject minister has convened a discussion to find quick solutions for this problem. 5 persons killed by an unidentified disease in Jaffna. Minister of Mass Media inspected the state media institutions. Foreigners get an unforgettable nocturnal experience in Sigiriya. The caretaker Prime Minister says Syrian people will have a stabilized country again. T10 Cricket Carnival begins.
Moving on to the stories in detail and topping the news today. The Consumer Affairs Authority has taken legal action against a number of traders who have sold Nadu rice at higher prices.
And raids to nab such traders are being carried out continuously throughout the island. Legal actions have been taken against some traders in Nuwara, Nanuaya, Radella, Agarapatana and Holbrook areas who sold rice at higher prices. The Consumer Affairs Authority inspected the rice wholesale shops at the 5th Cross Street in Peta this afternoon. The inspection was carried out following many complaints made against some traders who have hidden rice stocks. The Consumer Affairs Authority says that legal actions were taken against the shop owner who sold rice at higher prices. Meanwhile, shops in Ambalantura town were also inspected by the officials of the Consumer Affairs Authority. They took legal measures against 2 shops that sold rice at higher prices. And the Consumer Affairs Authority has started an island-wide survey on the existing paddy and rice stocks. Chairman of the Kurunagala Plantation Company, R.M.B. Ratnayaka, says that 100,000 coconuts per day will be supplied to Lanka Sathusa until the end of the coconut shortage in the island. Chairman of the Kurunagala Plantation Company, R.M.B. Ratnayaka, said that their coconut plantations supply nearly 100,000 coconuts daily. And he also said that Kurunagala Plantation Company considers this problem as a common problem for all the providers coconut to the local market, stopping their daily auctions at the open market. He added that these plantation companies have started to supply coconut at concessionary prices to the nation, considering the necessity of the people.
A pilot project to sterilize talk monkeys will be initiated from Matale district tomorrow. Joining the Matale district coordination meeting today, Deputy Minister Gamagedra Disanayake says that the aim of this project is to provide a permanent solution for the menace of talk monkeys that has become a huge nuisance to the agricultural sector. The Ministry of Agriculture has allocated 4.5 million rupees for this pilot project. It will be carried out with the help of the veterinary surgeons. Talk monkeys will be caught using traps and taken to Giduthale Animal Welfare Centre. Thereafter sterilization, the animals are to be released to the forest areas again. The Deputy Minister Gamagedra Disanayake says that this pilot project will be carried out throughout the island in future. The Deputy Minister said that this program to sterilize talk monkeys has been initiated with the mediation of the District Secretariat and Matale District Agriculture Development Department. He said that this will be initiated tomorrow. It has been decided to set up units comprised with representatives of farming organizations at Grama Seva division level in the Kandy district in order to prevent damages caused to crops by monkeys. The decision was taken. Minister K.D. Kalkanta says that the discussion has been taken to provide funds to make the project a success, and he said that accordingly a program has been prepared for the concerned areas and public awareness programs will also be conducted. Well, preliminary discussions for the preparation of the budget 2025 commenced at the ministry level under the leadership of President Anrukumar Dissanayake at the Presidential Secretariat. Well, in line with this, a discussion on the budget proposals initiated to the expenditure heads of the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Lands and Irrigation was held last afternoon. The meeting was attended by Ministry Secretary D.P. Vikramasinghe and senior officials. A discussion on the budget proposal related to the Ministry of Rural Development, Social Security, Community Empowerment was held under the patronage of President and the Minister Professor Upali Pannilage, the Ministry Secretary Malarmati Ganganatharan and several others were present at the discussion. A discussion of the budget proposal of the Ministry of Transport, Highways and Ports and Civil Aviation commenced today as well. Minister Bimal Ratnayake, Deputy Ministers Dr. Prasanna Gunasena and Engineer Janitharuwan Kodituakku, Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumar Nayaka, Secretary to the Ministry of Finance K.M. Mahinda Sirivardhan and Secretary to the Ministry of Transport, Highways, Ports and Civil Aviation, Senior Professor Kapila C.K. Pereira and officials from the relevant ministry were also present at this discussion.
And in the meantime, the number of deaths caused by an uncertain fever in Jaffna area has increased up to 5. At a press briefing held yesterday, Director of Jaffna Hospital, Dr. T. Satyamurthy, said that the victims have died due to fever and respiratory ailments. Director of Jaffna Hospital, Dr. T. Satyamurthy, said that 5 persons have died at present. He said that they were admitted to the hospital with symptoms of fever and respiratory difficulties. He added that they were given treatments for 2 or 3 days and said that according to the coronary report, cause of death is damages occurred in the lungs. He also said that it is suspected as leptopyrosis or rat fever. He said that, however, the blood samples of the patients have been sent to Colombo for final conclusion. Meanwhile, views were expressed regarding the rat fever at a media briefing held today at the Health Promotion Bureau. Dr. Kumudu Virakon of the Epidemiology Unit said that over 9,000 rat fever cases have been reported last year. She said that 200 deaths have also been reported and that this bacteria is entering into the environment through contamination of urine of vector animals such as rats through water or soil. She further said that the bacteria enters into human body through scars, wounds or any lacerations or cut injuries. She also said that the bacteria also enters the body through split skin. Dr. Kumudu Virakon said that vulnerable persons are not only paddy farmers but also persons who work at a muddy or watery environment. She said that in case of vulnerable exposure, after a few days symptoms of fever, headache, muscle pain, sore eyes appear. She added that in such instance, people should immediately consult a doctor.
Well, the Chinese government has taken steps to provide the requirement of school uniforms for 2025 as a complete donation. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuri thanked the government of China in this respect. The Prime Minister made this observation participating in the occasion of presenting school uniforms for 2025 in the afternoon today. The stock of school uniforms were handed over to the Prime Minister as a token by the Chinese Ambassador Qi Zhenzhong at the International Container Terminal of the Colombo Harbour. The requirement for 2025 school uniform is 11,817 million meters of cloth. It is expected to be handed over to these schools and the uniforms to a number of 4,640,086 school children. Accordingly, the Chinese government has provided the school uniform requirement 100% as a donation.
Moving on to more stories here at home, measures have been taken to credit the Aswasuma allowance to the bank accounts of the recipients. The Welfare Benefits Board says that the allowance for the month of December will be credited to the accounts tomorrow. Accordingly, about 1.73 million beneficiary families will have the December allowance from tomorrow. Over a sum of 11 billion rupees will be credited to the relevant bank accounts. The Aswasuma beneficiaries will be able to get this allowance from the 13th of this month.
Well, Sri Lanka Public Utilities Commission says that entertaining public views on the tariff revision proposal by the Electricity Board from January to June will commence from the 17th of this month. The people can present their views and suggestions for this proposal and their recommendations of the permanent staff of the Public Utilities Commission at this time. Well, after considering the public suggestions as well, the final decision on electricity tariff effective for the first 6 months of the next year will be announced on the 17th of January. Written news and suggestions should be submitted to email, that's info@pucsl.gov.lk, telephone number 07642711030, or Facebook page www.facebook.com/PUCSL before the 8th of January. The written views and suggestions can also be sent to the address of the Public Views on Electricity Tariff, Sri Lanka Public Utilities Commission, 6th floor, Bank of Ceylon Trade Tower, Colombo 3. In addition, 9 sessions will be held at provincial level to entertain oral submissions. Further details are available at 077-2943-3193 telephone number as well. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that state media should play a role of pioneer to all media institutions. The minister stresses that media should accurately take the message of the government to the people. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa today made an inspection visit at several state media institutions. He first arrived at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation and was welcomed by Chairman of the Corporation, Dr. Senesh Disanayaka Bandara, and other officials. Addressing the Rupavahini staff, the minister stresses that the state media should always be committed to building up national unity, and state media also has the responsibility of creating an independent citizen. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that the state media has the responsibility of both correcting themselves and others as well. He said that the government does not intend to issue guidelines to private media institutions. He added that we expect the state media to become exemplary for the private media entities. He further said that state media institutions will never be utilized to inflate the image of the subject minister. He also said that the state media should not attempt to enhance the image of the president, the prime minister, media minister, or any other minister. Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the state media should convey the relevant message to the people of the country's sake. He said that he is satisfied with the way national television has achieved progress during the past 2.5 months. He also said that people have started to watch state media again for news and teledramas. He further said that these media institutions should be committed to social responsibility instead of earning profits.
මේ ආයතන හරහා ලාභ ගැනීමම නොවේ ලාභයට වඩා එහා ගිය සමාජ අරමුණක් වෙනුවෙන් මේ ආයතනය මෙහෙයවේ කියන බලාපොරොත්තුවක් අපිට තියෙනවා.
He also visited the SLBC, and the minister inspected the activities of SLBC and had a discussion with the chairman, Dr. Udita Gaishan, and the staff. The minister also went to Lake House last evening to inspect its activities. Chairman of Lake House, Gamini Varshamana, and a group of officials were present at the occasion.
And in the meantime, people living in Anuradhapura, Galinbibiduvava, Mahasenvava and Nithulgollava areas have faced severe inconvenience due to threats from wild elephants. The villagers say that they will have to leave their villages if this problem continues. They say that the wild elephants coming from the Hurulu Forest Reserve destroy their crops and cultivations. Many crops including paddy, coconut and banana have been destroyed by the elephants. The villagers point out that in addition to the damages to crops and property, several persons have been killed by the jambos. They request the authorities to find a quick solution for this problem. Wild elephants have destroyed about 100 coconut trees in 10. A special meeting was held in Polonnaruwa today to discuss the instant and long-term solutions for the threat of wild elephants. Many villagers who have faced this problem and some state officials were present at this meeting. Minister Dr. Dhammika Pattabandi said that the balance that should be between people and wild elephants of this country has disintegrated. He said that this has caused an immense pressure for the farmers and the general public as well. He added that this initiative started today as a temporary solution for the conflict between human and elephant. He further said that in addition, toque monkeys, giant squirrels, peacocks and many other creatures have become a nuisance to agriculture.
And in weather-related news, the Met Department says that heavy rains over 100 millimeters may occur in certain areas in the northern province during the next 24 hours. The Met Department informed the naval and fishing communities, and that is to prevent from sailing in the sea areas of the coastal belt stretching from Puttalam to Mullaitivu via Mannar and Kankesanture. Well, the low pressure area in the southwestern Bay of Bengal region is still prevailing, and it may move towards northwestwards during the next 24 hours. It is likely to enter the Tamil Nadu coastal area in close proximity of the northern coastal belt of Sri Lanka. Due to this situation, showers or thunder showers may occur in the northern, north central, eastern and northwestern provinces as well. The sea areas concerned may also have showers or thunder showers. Winds up to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour may occur in these areas. According to the Met Department, winds up to 50 kilometers per hour may occur in the areas stretching from Puttalam to Galle via Colombo.
The US Embassy in Sri Lanka and the Kandy Municipal Council marked the 20th anniversary of the American Corner in Kandy, celebrating 2 decades of fostering cultural and educational ties. US Ambassador Julie Chung and Deputy Chief Secretary of the Central Province Dilipa Piyadasa highlighted the vital role of the American Corner, part of a network of 5 American spaces across Sri Lanka. These spaces serve as hubs for cultural exchange, learning and dialogue, offering free programs like English language training and entrepreneurship workshops that promote mutual understanding and growth. For 20 years, the Kandy American Corner has been a cornerstone of collaboration, building bridges between the United States and Sri Lanka.
To see how these dreams are born amongst these walls. A place of ideas, dreams of sharing. So I look forward to seeing what the next 20 years brings and beyond. Because this is where hopes and dreams start, but not just dreams, making dreams and turning those dreams into action and real concrete ideas and projects so that young people here have a future. So congratulations and my deep thanks to everybody involved, especially all the youth forum and the young people. To stand up here in front of all these microphones and to be able to share your testimony is so courageous. I'm so proud of all of you. I've done lots of speeches in front of podiums, but for you to be able to stand up here.
News coming to you from the National News Studio live. More local stories. The Supreme Court today ordered to postpone the consideration of petitions relevant to the Grade 5 scholarship examination that's up to the 16th of this month. The petitions were summoned before the Supreme Court today. The reason for the postponement was due to the incompletion of 3-member judge panel, and these petitions have been filed requesting an order to be issued to hold the examination again, since 3 questions of the first paper have leaked in advance, and the petitions have been filed by the group of students who sat the examination and their parents. The Attorney General today informed the Supreme Court that laws will be amended to hold the local government elections based on the 2024 voters register. The Attorney General says that the Cabinet has instructed the Legal Draftsman Department to conduct the relevant amendments. Deputy Solicitor General Nirmalan Vikneshwaran today informed the court about this matter, appearing for the Attorney General when the relevant fundamental rights petition was summoned today. The petition is to be resummoned on the 29th of January.
And in the meantime, a group of Asian Development Bank representatives met Minister Anura Karuna Tilaka at the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing today. The main objective of the meeting was to review the progress of the urban development and water supply projects implemented by the Asian Development Bank. The ADB has planned to grant a relief loan of $100 million to prepare policy plans in the water supply and sanitary sectors in Sri Lanka during the next year. The minister thanked the ADB team for the loans and aid facilities provided to Sri Lanka. Deputy Minister P.B. Sarath, Secretary to the Ministry Ranjit Veeraratna, and some other officials were present at this occasion.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa met the most venerable Dr. Madhampagama Assaji Tissa Thera. The Thera was appointed the 16th Mahanayaka of the Amarapura Nikaya Amagaspitiya chapter recently. Well, the Mahanayaka Thera is the chief incumbent of the Kandagidara Maha Chaitya Pirivena Vihare in Ambalangoda and the Isipatanarama Mahavihare in Colombo. The opposition leader Sajid Premadasa met the Mahanaga and received his blessings.
The new Secretary of the Ministry of Health and Mass Media consultant Dr. Anil Jayasinghe assumed duties in his post at his ministry today. Addressing the gathering, he said that this is a valuable opportunity for him to join the move of developing the country with a resolve to create the change expected by the people. Joining the event, Minister Nalinda Jayatissa stressed that it is important to win the public confidence on the health and mass media sector again. Several officials of the Ministry of Health and Mass Media were also present at this occasion.
The United States has expressed its willingness to support the development of Sri Lanka's energy sector. It was expressed during a meeting held between the U.S. Ambassador to Sri Lanka and also the Minister of Energy, Kumara Jayakodi. Well, the objective of this meeting is to strengthen the cooperation of both countries in the sector of energy. Furthermore, the Minister of Energy, Kumar Jayakodi, presented the national energy policy and also the vision. He also stated that they expect to support and also the U.S. support for the development of the renewable energy sector.
The census conducted by the Department of Census and Statistics is being carried out island-wide at present. It is usually held in 10-year intervals.
The census will be carried out covering the entire island at all districts and divisional secretariat levels. Information will be gathered on all basic needs of the public such as housing, schools, hospitals and drinking water, as well as electricity, communication, transport and the development and infrastructure facilities. Therefore, the census will cover the information of all individuals and buildings in the urban, rural and estate areas throughout the island. Director of the Department of Census and Statistics, Dr. Chandani Vijayabandar, says that all citizens are bound by the law to provide information under the census ordinance. She said that information accumulated will be kept confidential by the department. About 3,200 enumerators have been deployed for the census. And the Colombo District Secretary says that, however, people living in Colombo and urban areas do not properly contribute to make this a success. The Colombo District Secretary says that there is a difficulty in obtaining information from the households in the Colombo urban areas due to non-availability of many members in their homes.
Foreign tourists who come to visit Sigiriya area now have the opportunity for a novel experience of tasting cuisine typical to Sri Lanka. They will also have the first-hand experience of village environment in the island, and the villagers have taken measures for this innovative experience for the foreigners. Usually the foreign tourists climb the Sigiriya rock in the morning and leave the area by noon. However, the villagers have built makeshift lodgings within the Sigiriya historic city premises to stay overnight. Our correspondent says that due to this new move, many tourists stay in the night at Sigiriya and surrounding areas. Tourists used to enjoy the Sri Lankan foods, music and cultural items until the midnight. A significant feature of these small lodgings that there is no any luxurious item or equipment like in the star-class hotels. Sigiriya villagers invite the local and foreign tourists to visit the area to have this innovative experience.
Sigiriya, it's a really nice place to come to Sri Lanka. I really feel good here, like in this restaurant. And we had a really good party, meet people, and we had a really great work today. So yeah, really, really nice place.
It's a really safety place. We come to Sigiriya, first time, eat a really good food. You really enjoy it.
We are having a fun time in the Sigiriya area. This is really to be recommended for everyone. Lovely food and lovely drink and very friendly staff. Also enjoying the restaurant. We all are.
Looks very inviting indeed. And on that note, we take a short break and we'll be back with international stories shortly.
Dengue, dengue, dengue.
Welcome back to the news and moving on to news overseas. The Prime Minister of Syria's new transitional government, Mohammed al-Bashir, has said that it is time for the people to enjoy stability and calm after the overthrow of President Bashar al-Assad.
Bashir chaired a meeting in Damascus on yesterday, attended by members of his new government and those of Assad's former cabinet to discuss the transfer of portfolios and institutions. It came as the UN envoy for Syria said the rebels must transform their good messages into practice on the ground. The U.S. Secretary of State, meanwhile, said Washington would recognize and fully support a future Syrian government so long as it emerged from a credible, inclusive process that respected minorities. In 2011, Assad brutally crushed a peaceful pro-democracy uprising, sparking a devastating civil war in which more than 500,000 people have been killed and 12 million others forced to flee their homes. Syria's new transitional Prime Minister, Mohammed al-Bashir, said one of his first goals is to bring back the millions of Syrian refugees who are abroad.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
Welcome back and on to the sports news. Sri Lanka T10 cricket tournament commences today.
And ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation has the official rights to telecast this series, and all matches of the tournament will be telecast live through ChannelEye. Well, the opening ceremony was held this evening. The tournament will commence on the 19th of this month at Pallekele International Cricket Stadium. 6 teams, namely Jaffna Titans, Hambantota Bangla Tigers, Nuwara Kings, Colombo Jaguars, Kandy Bulls and Galle Marvels will compete in the tournament. Jaffna Titans recorded an 8-wicket win against Hambantota Bangla Tigers. Winning the toss, Jaffna Titans decided to bat first, and accordingly Hambantota Bangla Tigers scored 106 for 8 wickets in their 10 overs. Dashun Shanaka scored 51, Mohammad Shahzad scored 22. In bowling, Trevin Matthew claimed 4 wickets.
Could be a wicket. It is. Full and straight. Gets it to find. There we go. Maybe 5 runs. Gets all of that. Onto the banks again. Dasun Shanaka. Setting a target is always a challenge. This is sliced. Extra cover. Tournament.
Another continent it's come to. Now all again.
The scrap of the neck. And he's not holding back. Oh, what a catch. Situation. That's in the air. Chance taken. How well.
And that is the problem with mid-off up, is it? No, all he does is spoon it. Last ball, and they'll try and run through. They do, for a bye to finish.
Will this be taken? I think it will be. Mid-off takes it. Had to step a few steps back.
And in reply, Jaffna Titans passed the victory target in 8.1 overs for the loss of 2 wickets. Tom Kohler not out on 57, Tom Abel not out on 33, and in bowling, Isuru Udana and Tarun Ratnayake claimed 1 wicket each.
More towards the batter this time, and this is high. Should be taken a big wicket. And it is. Down to back foot. Now this is huge. This is huge.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
Well, that's the beginning, and we are in for a lot of cricketing entertainment. With that, we end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs. Together with Hesha, this is Clifford wishing you a good night.